Okay, so in this video I want to show you how to make a big room synth melody the right way with compression and sidechaining, and I want to stress that so bad because I just watched countless videos on YouTube where these kids try to show you how to make big room synth melodies, and it's all wrong. Like, none of them were using compression, none of them were even using bass lines, and the importance of compression and bass lines in this kind of music is just it's so important. Every popular house artist, every professional artist period uses compression in their songs. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So you can see here I have a couple tracks ready for me to use. These four tracks here are going to be used on my mids and my highs for the melody. And then you can see I have a bass line here, and on every track here I have a compressor set up, which I didn't touch. It's just the basic default compressor. Now I'm going to show you the sounds I have ready for me to use here. And real quick, I want to say I'm using Nexus and Massive, two pretty common plugins that a lot of people should have. So my first sound I'm using is called Airways in Trance Anthems. It's an expansion pack that I bought, but it's a very generic sound. You can find something that sounds just like it in Dance Leads. I'm sure of it, and I'll show you what it sounds like right now. Alright, that's the melody and that's the sound, so you can hear it's a really basic sound. It's nothing you should struggle to get a hold of. For the second layer of sounds that we're going to use, it sounds like that. That is another expansion that I bought. It's called Noisy Saw, but it's a very generic sound. Again, you will not have trouble, you should not have trouble getting a hold of it. This is what it sounds like with the cutoff closed. But I'm going to go ahead and open it. For the bass, this is how I'm going to do the bass. Oh yeah, and if any of you want the melody I have, I didn't say this, I really should have. This is the melody I just put together in 5 minutes. If you want the melody, if you want to use it, here it is. You can pause the screen to get the exact notes. Even make a song with it. You can take the melody, I don't care, I just made it really quickly. But to get the bass, I'm going to take just the bottom part of the melody, put it down here, and to make the bass line, to make that bass sound, I go to File, New Sound in Massive, go to Oscillator 1, pull that all the way over there, turn the release up on envelope 4, turn the release up to about there, the attack back to about, we can leave the attack, voicing, mono, legato, oscillator, time to instant. Okay. And that's our bass line. So next here I have pluck strings, and I'll show you what they sound like. And I think they are stock Nexus sounds, so they should be available to everyone. Yeah, Dance Leads, Squared Terror sounds like this, but I'm going to be using it like this. just to add a more of a squarey type of feel to the melody. And then the mids, which this is how I'm going to do the mids. This is, to get this sound, when you open Nexus, it's that sound that just when you open Nexus, it's the basic sound that you hear when you press a key down. You don't pick it, it's just the default Nexus sound. So I'm going to take everything besides the mids out. Roughly take it all out, so yeah, it's really rough. If I was making this as an actual song, I'd concentrate more, but that's shit. That's what I'm gonna do now because I want to do it quickly. And I have the cutoff over to the left a little. Okay, so now the important part, I'm gonna start compressing all of these layers to this bass line. Now to do that, I added a compressor to all of the tracks. See the compressor here? To add a compressor to all these tracks, you would go over here, go to Dynamics, Compressor, and then Stereo. And that's what happens when you bring up a compressor. So we're just going to take that off because I already have it added. And before I open the compressors, I'm going to go over to these. I'm going to go to the bass track. And I'm going to go to bus 1 down here. And then I'm going to add bus 3. And then where it says bus 2, I'm going to add bus 4. And this is so important. And then you bring this dial up to 0. And then you bring this dial up to 0. Now your bass will be a little loud. Hold on. Ah, that's not too bad. I could deal with that. And this is what's gonna make your big room synths huge. From this part on of the video, really pay attention to what I do if you don't know what sidechain compression is. So I'm gonna sidechain this first melody layer to the bass line, and to do that I'm going to go right into the compressor and sidechain to bus 3. Now I'm going to run the ratio up to about 5. Yeah, I'm going to run it to about 5. If you really wanted to squash it, you can go to 30, but for professional purposes I'm going to stay down at 5. And it's not compressing yet, so I'm going to bring the thresh down a little. Now I can hear it compressing. Bring the gain down a little. Now I'm going to put the release up to about 880, 900. So you can see it's already bass driven. Just that one layer of sounds is already driven. It's already loud and big. And to make it even a little bigger, oh, it looks like I already did. I brought the reverb up. Let me bring the decay down so it doesn't crash. Alright. So you can hear it's already sounding really big just from that compression onto the bass line on that single layer. So now when we add another layer, we're going to also compress it for an even bigger sound. Actually sounds pretty compressed, but let's go to bus 3. Bring the ratio up to 5. Now bring the release up to 900. See, what I'm shooting for is I'm trying to get it to compress to the number 2 here. So with both of them, so you can see it's a pretty big sound already. Something sounded a little foggy, however. I think I have a little too much reverb on something. But I don't know what, so I'm not going to concentrate on that yet because I can sit here for a while concentrating on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the same exact melody and layer it right here. Now I'm going to compress this to the bass line. Shit, the compressor. Now when I compress this one, I'm going to compress it on the bus 4. If I compress it on the bus 3, you'll start destroying the quality of the sound by having too many layers squashed onto the bass line on a single bus. So I'm going to add it to bus 4. I think that's how it works. I'm not an engineer, but I just know I can hear a good sound, and yeah. Let's hear it all together now. So you can hear it's a really big sound right now, and that is exactly what I'm shooting for, is to get that big sound, and it's really bass driven. The bass line is driving this right now, and that's what's giving it the big full effect, is that bass line and the compression. So the final thing I'm going to do is add these mids to our mix. And I'm going to compress these to the bass. By doing that again, I'm going to open the compressor, and then sidechain it to the bus 4. Our magic number is 4 or 5 for the ratio. Again, the release, and the release, you have to drive it up to 900, because if you don't, it'll do this thing where it sounds like it's busting out of the compression, where the sound just busts out of the compression. I can't explain it. You can mess around on your own if you really want to hear what it sounds like if you leave the release down, but turn it up to 900. Alright, so our shitty mids, I'm going to turn down, they sound loud. Alright, these mids are sitting a little high. I want a mid sound, not a high sound, so I'm going to move it down. Is that the right note? I don't know if that's the right note. What fucking note is that on? No, it's not on the right note. Oh wait, it is on the right note, okay. Alright, so there you have it. That is how to do it the right way. That's how to get the right big room synth sound the right way with the sidechain compression. If you missed anything, just go back through the video. I never usually do these videos, so I don't know uh, if I skipped anything that I wanted to say or anything. So just push or pause the video if you want to see something that I missed. And if you want more videos, let me know. And I think that's all I really have for you. If I do get any success, however, with uploading videos, I do want to start making songs for you guys and um, show you how to make really dynamic, professional sounding songs, which I think will be fun. So, yeah, let me know. Thank you for watching.